Hello and welcome to a review of set 75375. This is the Millennium Falcon. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe. This set was first released March 1st, 2024, which as date of filming is today, but by the time this is released will be a bit day in the future. So this set contains 921 pieces and looks absolutely amazing. It is in the old-fashioned MIDI scale, but it is now referred to as the Starship Collection. So looking at the front, you get the Falcon along with this lovely nice 25-year anniversary tile and a nice printed tile there as well. Moving on to the side, you get the general boring information in all the different languages, but it's pretty good to see there. And on the back you get the dimensions of the Falcon, so it is 24 centimeters long or 13 centimeters high, which is pretty good size, and you get a nice little photo from the films as well, and just another angle of it on display. On the other side you have a lovely angle of it from the top, which is really nice to see. That is something they have done for all three sets, which is really good to see, as if you line them up you do get a nice little display piece. However, the boxes are all slightly different, which is slightly annoying nonetheless. On the top you have a 1:1 scale of a piece, pretty bland piece. Would have been good if they used the printed tile, and on the bottom you just get some more of the information. So to get in this set, unfortunately it is going to be thumb tabs, which is very disappointing from LEGO, especially as it's a collector's one, so 18 plus. I reckon the one in America might have tape tabs, as the majority of their sets usually do. However, we don't get it over here in Europe for a majority of the sets, which if you do collect your boxes, I don't, but some people do, it is going to damage it slightly. So inside the box you do get 11 bags, which is a pretty decent amount. However, you could have probably got less away with less, and you get this blue tube, which is out of a bag, which is the back end of the hyperdrive for the Falcon, which does mean because it's not in a bag it could just roll away when you open it, which could be a minor issue when you get to building. You do also get this lovely instruction book with the lovely white design and an aerial view of the Falcon, and on the back is just white design with the Star Wars logo, and inside they printed it on dark grey, which some people like, some people don't, as it can be quite hard to tell the difference between the colours. However, in the right light it should be fine, and if you don't like that you can just use the web version, and you do get this lovely taskbar along the bottom, which is a really good addition to all modern instructions. So I'm going to get this built up and I'll catch you in a second. So the Falcon is now all built up, 12 bags in total. Can't fully remember if I said 10 or 12 initially. However, it's a pretty good build. It's all in segments, so that's bag there, bag at the front. It's quite well broken down, not too many pieces per bag, so if you only want to do a bag or so a night, it's a nice little build there. So let's start off with the top. It's the general Falcon. From the top you've got the guns, you've got the vents, you've got the signal dish. None of these are sticker sheets, which is really good to see. These are all printed pieces, and is something is very much appreciated for an 18 plus collector series set. So nothing will be misaligned unless the prints are slightly out, but they all look generally good there. Just another angle from the front, you have all the different obviously textures. It's very good detail for the size of it. I remember building the UCS Falcon. It's pretty much identical in terms of scale. On the side you have the cockpit. It's pretty well done. There's a few gaps, as you can see there. They could have probably done slightly better, but there is just some great use of pieces, so this just tilts up perfectly and fills in that gap amazingly. Moving on to the back, there's still some gaps. I don't know if that's just me building it incorrectly, but there's some bits are slightly loose. There's just some bigger gaps than others. And at the back you have that blue tube I mentioned, which was loose in the box, which is the hyperdrive. This set does come with a display stand. It's a very well sturdy display stand, along with this 4x4 printed tile, which says the Falcon on it, along with the Lego Star Wars logo, which is really nice to see, and these grey bits, which is pretty uniform with the diorama series, which is a really nice little addition. The way they have built this is they've managed to get this angle, so this like leans up slightly, and if you take the brick off it will just go back down to being a 90-degree. However, that angle really does add that, it just adds that when it's on display. Looking at the bottom of the Falcon, there's not too much to see there. That's where the stand goes, and there's just some good detail on the bottom. You can see a bit more about that gap I was saying about. It just looks slightly off. LEGO probably could have done slightly better there. This is a bit harder to actually see in the set, but it shows it quite well in the instructions. You have these little Easter egg type things. So you've got a miniature Han, a miniature C-3PO, a miniature Princess Leia, all just 3x1 studs, and you have the quote from the film, which is a really nice little addition there. This is also done earlier on in the set, so you've got the Chewbacca, R2-D2 and another C-3PO, along with the reason to let Chewbacca win the space chest. Moving back to the stand, this is the way they show you can display it in the instructions. However, I have found you can pretty much display it every other way if you wish. However, if you have it head on, you can't really see the tile, but it's still a decent side of the ship. If you have it displayed the other way, there's a slight wobble to it, and the back of it is just coming up slightly. However, it's nothing which should fall over time, but it's just not the best way to display. And the final way is facing away from you. It's a pretty good look. You get the hyperdrive, however you don't get a lot of the detail. You can see the plaque quite clearly, and it doesn't really make the object wobble. However, the way LEGO have said to do it is probably the best way to display it. So overall, this is a really detailed MIDI scale set. I know it's not proper MIDI scale anymore, however I will still call it that. It's got a lot of fine additions, however there is slight areas of improvement, just the gaps, but that is obviously because it is such a small set. The Easter eggs in the set are wonderful, however I don't really think it's worth £75. I think Costco UK currently have it about 60, so if you want to pick it up there, or just wait until a retailer has it on sale, and I'm sure these will be at a good discount throughout their runtime. So that's going to be it for this video. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.